Hello, I'm WN35 Music's Kieran Makin, and welcome to episode 2 of Track Time. Now, it's been a while since we've done one of these features, so just to give you a bit of background information, we pick an album, give an overview of that album, deliver some fun facts, provide opinions and perceptions, and share fond memories of listening to the tunes and even watching them live. For this episode, I've selected Sheffield band Reverend the Makers and their second studio album, A French Kiss in the Chaos. Reason why I've picked that album is because it recently turned 11 years old, as it was released on the 27th of July 2009. Just before we get underway, I'll just give you the track list of the album. It's as follows: Sounds is Talking, Hidden Persuaders, No Wood, Just Trees, Professor Pickles, Long Long Time, No Soap in a Dirty War, Manifesto / People Shapers, Mermaids, The End, and finally Hard Time for Dreamers. Now, my fond memories of this album probably come from watching their live performances more than anything. Basically, they finish almost all of their live sets with Sounds is Talking, which is very, very catchy. And John McClure, the lead singer and songwriter, he gets everyone bouncing basically and dancing along. It's one of the best set enders I've experienced live. So good, leaves the crowd going on a high, if you like. And also Hard Time for Dreamers, seeing that live, the lyrics are so powerful and the live sound just consumes you. You really feel the music and you really feel that song. A couple of fun facts for you about this album. Now, a lot of the album's tunes were debuted live when Reverend the Makers supported Oasis at Wembley Stadium during Oasis's Dig Out Your Soul tour. And they supported the Manchester Giants alongside Kasabian and The Enemy, which is some lineup. Another fun fact for you before we get on to the Favourite 5 segment. Basically, the brass riff on Sounds is Talking, if you listen to it, is actually a sample from Lowrider by War, which is quite a common tune. It's played by Laura McClure, who also plays keyboards and provides backing vocals, but also lead vocals for a selection of the band's songs. And just a bit of trivia, she's also married to lead singer John McClure. So on to Favourite 5, and this bit we basically just I pick my top 5 songs off the album, and then give a bit of like opinions and perceptions about them and why I like them in some cases. So I'm going to start from number 5 and work my way upwards. So number 5 would be No Wood, Just Trees. Now, my perceptions of this song, I think the lyrics are from the point of view of someone who is struggling with the state of society and some personal and emotional issues. They feel they're not getting the support from so-called friends, so they try other things like religion or hobbies as forms of escapism, but they just aren't cutting it. And I think this is all encapsulated in the chorus, which will be a running theme throughout this. And the chorus in that song simply says, "We're at when I need to chat, who'll be there when I'm feeling that." At number 4, it would be Hidden Persuaders. Again, my perceptions of this one. John McClure, who's the lead singer, as mentioned, he's never been afraid of taking political and often socialist standpoints in both lyrics on songs and on his social media, the band's social media account. And this whole album, I feel, is very politically driven. This song in particular. And for me, in this tune, he talks about the subtle persuasive techniques to get people buying into a consumerist lifestyle. Ultimately, people end up buying things they don't actually need, which in turn lines the pocket of a rich person in very simple terms. Again, the chorus is in play, gives off the impression of that, and John sings, "You're free to do as we tell you, and you're free to do as we say." Effectively saying that you have a choice when it comes to consumerism, but you'll listen to the establishment anyway because they've made it appealing to you for their own benefit. At number 3, it's a song that I've already mentioned, Sounds is Talking. I think this song challenges people in society who are negative and only care about themselves rather than looking out for others as well. Chorus again simply is just the line, "Feeling love is paramount," repeated. I think this suggests that we should try and be a little bit more caring about one another, or else how we'll be progressive as a society and move forward. And I don't know about you, but when I'm analysing these songs in such depth, particularly this album as a whole. I think the concepts they sing about probably mean something more now in 2020 than they actually did in 2009, which is pretty sad that they're still prominent. However, I really like this song. Like I said before, it's really catchy, so good live. It just goes off as the last track, but it's got a solid bass line, which is also a prominent feature on a lot of the tracks on this record. At number 2, it's Hard Time for Dreamers. Again, the aforementioned Hard Time for Dreamers. By far the most politically driven yet emotional song on the album, and it's so powerful on the live stage, so powerful. I think they basically tackle every problem in the world through this song, such as war, environmental issues, poverty, depression, things like that. And just the basic fact that nobody with any kind of responsibility does anything about tackling these things, which again were obviously prominent in 2009, but we can sort of resonate and relate to them in 2020, 11 years on, which is just crazy. I'm not going to pick out any specific lyrics in this tune because I think every line is relevant to one or more of these subjects that I've just mentioned. I'd just say listen to it. It's a really incredible, eye-opening, moving tune, both whether you listen to it as the album version or you watch this band live, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, finally, at number 1, it'll be my personal favourite, No Soap in a Dirty War. By far and away my favourite song on the album, even though it's not necessarily the best tune. I love the raw acoustic version on the album. It starts off with raw acoustic tones and then builds up to a massive crescendo. I prefer that album version than the upbeat, slightly shorter version, which can be found. And for me, this song is from the point of view of someone who knows what they want from their life, and it might be against the grain, slightly against the norm of what people see as a life plan, if you like. And they'll cut loose anyone who doesn't agree or brings negativity to their plans, in my opinion. Again, the chorus is massive in highlighting that. The chorus is, I don't want to die in the same hole I was born. I don't want to live if it's all been done before. I don't want to get married in the same church as you all. And I can't sleep in this bed with you anymore. So, by far and away, probably one of Reverend the Maker's most powerful albums. Gets overlooked slightly, in my opinion. It did get a bit of a hard time from the media when it was released, but it's one of them that's aged a little bit, like a fine wine. But just to wrap up, I'll read off my favourite 5 from 5 up to 1. So at 5, it's No Wood, Just Trees. At 4, it's Hidden Persuaders. 3, it's Silence is Talking. 2, Hard Time for Dreamers. And at number 1, it's No Soap in a Dirty War. If you've not listened to A French Kiss in the Chaos by Reverend and the Makers, go and listen to it. If you've not listened to Reverend and the Makers at all, I would recommend. They do divide opinion a little bit. But I'd basically just say listen to the music and form your opinion on the music, because I think the music is pretty good. So that was A French Kiss in the Chaos by Reverend and the Makers. Thank you for listening to episode 2 of WN35 Music's Track Time feature. I've been Kieran Makin.